Hello, everybody. Welcome. You know, what I've discovered the last few years is that my purpose in life is to create, learn, have fun, and enjoy each day. And also to understand the healing, leading, and teaching that I can do for not only for myself, but for the people around me. And so if I can stay true to that, then, and it doesn't always happen, but it happens a lot. So thanks for coming, because today Anthony is going to take you on this journey that he's gone through the past few years, almost 6, going on 6 this year, believe it or not. And so I'm so glad that so many people are watching what I'm doing, because it's really about sharing it and letting other people see what is happening, because it's certainly not about me, because a lot of other people have these issues. I happen to just be more sensitive about every freaking thing, so it affects me more. So on this path, we're all dealing with depression in some way. And today's episode, we're going to kind of look at this as empowered echoes, that we've confronted the universal, deeply personal experience that we're going through with, these emotional pains that we're going through. And what I remember, the most profound things I remember as a kid was coming from this big Italian family. We would have these parties that went on weekly in somebody's house, or our house, cousins. There was either somebody getting married, a wedding, a shower, somebody having a baby. So, and it's very similar in the Greek culture also. If you've ever been to an Italian or a Greek wedding, you're going to have a good time. That's for sure, because what we like to do is eat, drink, dance, and have a good time. But what I've learned about this, for me, from my mother and my father, basically the things that I inherited, their culture, was that they cooked and they ate way too much food all the time. But my mother was such a great cook. She would make these cookies and cakes, and everything was like primo. When I was in school, the teachers would like all fight to get to me for they wanted to have me as a student, because my mother made the best cookies, and she always gave us a box of cookies to give to our teachers, which was fun. And they used to, send notes home and all of that. But the issues were not the food or the too much cookies or the holiday dinners where we had 3 entrees, not 1, not 2, but 3. So it was a lot of food. They worked really hard to make these beautiful gatherings for us as a family, for extended family. But all it would take is some issue that my mother got upset about, and she'd start screaming about something, or we were fighting about something, and it ended up into a brawl, because she would scream out, my father would react to her, and then before you knew it, somebody was getting beat up. And that was not a lot of fun. And like I know that they had these issues. I know that they come from that. So, and I forgive them for any physical pain they've caused and the emotional traumas, because no one's going to get out without getting some kind of damage in any family, from what I see. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, because I used to think everybody else's family was perfect, but not mine. And you know what they are, but you can't, you know who you are sometimes, but you can't figure out why you feel the way you do or what to do next. And when you come from this family system where depression and anxiety rules, it's a very difficult thing to deal with. So, like I've been reading a lot about reading from Dr. Amen's books, and, some of the studies he's talking about, it all makes more sense to me now because they've done these studies showing that depression and anxiety is inherited. They've done the test on mice and all kinds of other things and show how you can make somebody depressed, anxious, and have all of these symptoms. So, I'm 67 years old. I've worked on myself year after year. I still got depressed. I still screwed up. I meditated. I did yoga. I exercised. I still got hepatitis in my early 20s. I stopped smoking. I was actually a smoker when I was younger, in my younger days, when it was cool to be smoking. And it's not so cool anymore to me because we've had a lot of relatives die of lung cancer due to smoking. But so, and I guess I've always been drawn to the medical things um, in my life and healing. So, and I guess I saw becoming a nurse as some way to uncover more of my emotional pain and finding my pathway to more true healing or whatever, and weaving through these personal stories and professional insights that, you know, maybe I would learn something more by being a nurse. And, exploring how all of this shapes our life and how these roots eventually manifest in presentation. And I did see it a lot in hospitals, in medical clinics. But, drawing on the decades that I've done as a physical therapist or a massage therapist, shaman, healer, I still made it my business to become a nurse at age 50. Who does that? Me. Me, because I feel I felt led or I got the signs I was supposed to do it because I would do these journeys with the power animals and all of this. And it was kind of a natural progression for me too because, you know, what I noticed is I ended up taking care of my family, and this was way before being a nurse. So it was the information was coming to me spiritually, esoterically. So the unique perspective on me is navigating and transforming this emotional pain and growth into empowerment. So this journey that we're on and we're about to endure more of, what I realized is finally that it's not about um, enduring and just going through it, but it's about thriving and it's about learning the tools and the mindset that can turn your scars, um, your scars into stars and pain into power. I forgot where I heard that, but I liked it. Um, so I used it. And I'm glad to have you with me on this healing journey. So don't forget, please subscribe if you like it. Uh, Tell a friend if you know someone that gets depressed or has these issues and maybe can learn something. Um, Become part of the supportive community where every story is a step toward healing and empowerment. Please let me know if you like something or you didn't like it. Um, and thanks for tuning in again. So, what I'm going to start with is for me, it was a day a few years back in 2018. The year before that, I was late to go for a medical appointment, and I was maybe a year and a half past my date of the medical physical that I would go to every year. And as I'm recounting the day that I received the diagnosis of prostate cancer, it was a summer day, or kind of, well, it was actually fall. It was going into Labor Day, I think. But there were still birds chirping, sun shining. We had classical music playing in the background. And, amidst this tranquility, a phone call comes in, and the news hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was like sending me into this daze and disbelief and fear. And so, when someone tells you this on the phone, because I had also gone to UCLA to get information and to get some tests done there because I thought maybe they do better work, or I don't know. That's what I was told. It's a more of a research facility. It's a university, so they all have the things that they do. They want to get you into their research program. But through these emotions and challenges that followed that fateful day, I remember just being overwhelmed with anxiety and that feeling of being helpless and just faced with this uncertainty of not knowing what's next. Because I've never gone through this before. It was a mind-blowing situation, basically. Um, and it's not just my story. There's a lot of people that are going through this, but I just remember it etched in my memory. But also that it's many men's and women's story, how they've gotten cancer. And, you know, so fast forward to each day, blurring into the next, and I navigated multiple doctor appointments, treatment options, but amidst the chaos, there were moments of clarity, like the look on my loved one's face, their silent support speaking volumes. I'll delve into the profound impact this journey has, not just on me, but also a lot of the people that are close to me, were close to me. Um, Through sharing my story, I hope to shed light on the experience for other people who have received these similar diagnoses. And whether you're a survivor, a caregiver, or simply someone seeking understanding, this video aims to provide the insight, inspiration to do that. So imagine your peaceful moment, and you want to share how everything changed in a single moment, the course of your life forever. It became a mess. And before that, I was always doing this different stuff. I was doing drumming, shamanic healing, Reiki, Akashic records reading. Um, and what I learned is that all of this spiritual work that I was doing and that I learned to do, it became a giant blur. And it was not until years later that I discovered the resilience and strength that emerged in the face of adversity. But it was not like that to begin with. I was very angry, and not happy about what I had to deal with every day. And, you know, as I recount these twists and turns in my journey with prostate cancer, I just remember, this one routine doctor visit to a primary care escalated into a series of examinations, uncomfortable procedures, and including the famous DRE, digital rectal exam. So, as my primary care detected this lump on my prostate and said something, the anxiety just, it felt like somebody just putting their hands around my neck and just squeezing. And, but his, his finding led me to the urologist, which led me to further tests, and including MRI scans, um, finding out what else is going on. And it painted a clearer picture of the condition that I had. However, this treatment, the path to treatment, was still far from straightforward because it was different. Everything I was learning was different every day. You know, at first I found out, like there's not enough doctors here, there's not good doctors here, we're in Las Vegas, you have to go to Los Angeles, to UCLA to get any kind of good doctors. And despite the misconceptions about healthcare in Las Vegas, I want to emphasize that there is a lot of good doctors and surgeons here, and you can find them. It takes a little time, um, but you do have to listen to what people tell you and then check that out. You have to keep like going down because there's a lot of rabbit holes that you end up going to um, if you don't do the research yourself. Because some of these doctors won't tell you the whole story. And that's why I felt really lost because, as a nurse, I should know all these things. And I did know a lot of it, but it's different when you're going through it and you're the one in the chair um, being told, you have cancer and now you got to deal with it. So there were many highs and lows on the journey. Um, Seeking important ways of resilience are required to navigate it because you know what? The whole thing is uncertain. From the very beginning, I thought, "Oh, I'm going to be dead. This is not going to work." And so I had a lot of apprehension about it. I had a lot of should haves echoing in my mind, a relentless refrain of finding myself pondering and thinking, if I would have gotten that MRI sooner, if I would have gone to that doctor sooner, would would I have had a different outcome? Yet deep down, I wonder if anything would have made a difference. I don't think so. And even in the treatment that I ended up receiving, I realized that in the end, I had to get the surgery. I wanted to get cryotherapy, but that wasn't going to be an option. Why? Because they, and I didn't even find that out until a few weeks after I got all these results. And my urologist here in Las Vegas said, well, I don't know why you're even going or, even thinking about doing cryotherapy because he said, the, you can really only do that if it's in one side. And you happen to have it in both sides. So getting the cryotherapy on one side is not going to fix this. And then it all hit me like a ton of bricks that, you know, I was given faulty information. And number two, at this time, at the time in 2018, cryotherapy was considered investigatory, or it wasn't considered Medicare paid for it unless it was approved or something like that on a special approval prior authorization. But So you learn all these things as you're going through it. It is a difficult thing to go through. And, I wanted to keep going, but what I'm realizing now is that, you know, this is longer than I wanted to do this because I've made a few of these videos where they go on for like too long, 15, 20 minutes or more. And I think I just need to wrap it up here and say that I will come back and give you the rest of the information here. And but it's going to go into number 8. So I'm going to make podcast 8, and then 9 will probably be the last one if I get it all in there. But 15, 20 minutes is about all I have bandwidth for myself right now. Um, so thank you for listening. I'm glad that you've decided to watch this. Um, know that there is help in the area of the cancer. There's support groups everywhere. I'm going to talk about that more in the next podcast and talk about how you need that support when you're going through this. You have to find a support group where you feel comfortable talking about these things because it's it's personal stuff. It's your body, it's how it works, and you need to be able to be around people and comfortable with talking about whatever it is, because it is your life. And so I want to thank you again for listening. And if you're dealing with this, um, blessings to you on your path and your journey. And I hope that I can give you some more insights on this. And because you do need to listen to other people, you need to ask questions of other men and how they did it, because you'll find you learn a lot of information more from the people that have had the surgery, that have had this treatment or that treatment, and they will be your best advisors, actually. So you need to listen to them because those are the people who that's what I did. That's exactly what I did before I actually had surgery, before I did anything. Um, so again, I'm here to say goodbye today, and I will be back to do number 8 and number 9. But try to enjoy each day and each moment, because we have moments of joy and moments of laughter. Enjoy them when they come. So thank you again, and I'm just going to end that there today, and have a wonderful evening or day.